The shoulder bridge is an exercise that helps to balance out the strength in your hips and the legs. We often use one arm dominant than the other arm, and you won't think of this normally, but your legs work the same way. You commonly will stand on one leg and kick a ball with the other leg, or ride a skateboard with the other leg forward. It's very common to not be ambidextrous in the way that we use our legs. So this is an exercise that helps balance that out and build strength through the hips and the pelvis here. So we're going to start out with the shoulder bridge laying on our back. And let's go over a couple of common mistakes. Often when you start out in this exercise, you won't be aware of what your feet are doing, and they'll either be too close together, too far apart, or they won't be pointing straight ahead. You want your toes to point straight ahead so that they're parallel and just hip distance apart in this exercise. So not too wide, not too narrow, just right out in front of your sit bones. Pointing straight ahead. If you reach with your fingers, your feet are just out of reach of your fingertips. So somewhere that you can comfortably lift up. And we're going to practice the articulation of the spine here. So I'm going to move my arm out of the way. Think of curling your tail towards the ceiling and starting to tilt your hips towards the sky as you round and roll all the way up. And you can see I'm trying to lift one vertebra at a time off the mat. And then as you roll back down, we want to do the same movement and curl down upper back, middle back, lower back, and finally drop your tail back to the mat. And this is one of the key movements in Pilates, is this articulation of the spine, the separating and lengthening all the vertebrae of the spine. Joseph Pilates had a great saying. He would say, "You're only as old as your spine is flexible." So if you're 60 and your spine is still flexible, you're young. So we're going to practice that again, rolling up, getting that key articulation to happen. You might notice as you start, there's some spots that like to roll up in one great big chunk. Once you're up, see if you can lift your hips a little higher. Do that slowly and thoughtfully, and then think of reaching your tailbone away from you towards the back of your knees or stretching beyond your knees, and that's going to create a stretch in the front of your legs. It won't feel all that pleasant if your legs are tight, but that's important, it's necessary. If you're in this position and you find that your knees have tried to escape by leaning off to the side, try to hug them back towards each other, not into each other, just back to that parallel position. You might also find that your feet have turned into a V position. So if you can tell that that's happening, straighten them out, put weight on your big toes, and then again, reach your tailbone away. Pull your ribs in so that nothing is sticking out. So you're one long line. Hold that and roll back down. I'm going to go over one more common mistake, and then we're going to add on an extra challenge. So feet are even, pointing straight ahead, curl your tail and roll all the way up. And once you've got your hips up, reach your tail away towards the back of your knees, opening and stretching the front of the legs, strengthening. You'll feel a strong engagement of the back of the body, your hips, your bottom, all of that working. I just wiggled my arms under me a little more to help give me a bit more stability and stretch in the arms as well. Okay, from here, if you can glance with your eyes, see if you can see your two hip bones. Make sure that they're not one down further than the other. I want them even, and you're going to try to keep them that way. You might just practice the exercise in this position for a long time, or if you're ready for challenge, hold that position with the hips even and try to slide your right leg out and then reach it up to the ceiling. Flex, bring it down, point, kick it up. We'll do 3. Flex, point, flex, and point. Reach it all the way back to the floor. Slide it back underneath you, set it down evenly, try to reestablish the hips if they got wiggly, pull your ribs in, stretch your tail long, and then we'll go for the left leg, slide it out, kick it up, flex it down, up for 2, down, one more, up, all the way to the floor, slide it back in, and really reach the hips, the tail away, roll down, upper back, middle back, lower back, and finally tail to the floor. And that is the shoulder bridge.